The other exercise that you might want to work with is the octave exercise. Now this exercise, what I do in this case is we just start octaves. And we call them, in those particular octaves, what we do is we make the second note with air only. We don't really like play a note and do another one. We play a note, and then from there we double the air, release the tongue, and the next octave comes out. Let's try that. That's a little difficult to explain, so I'll try to show you what I mean. Okay, so now you can begin to understand what it is I'm doing. Now I'll take that, and we'll take that to as high as we can take it, and let's see how close my position is to being correct. Okay? Now, when you do an exercise of that nature, the tendency is to think in terms of the violence of getting to get to that register. So it behooves you, and it becomes extremely important for you to realize that what you have to do is contain your energy and focus on the fact that you're holding a position. You're holding the corners in place. And of course it begins to distort because the violent attack, the pa of the attack causes the chops to pop open. But I deliberately did not try to fix it. I didn't try to help it. I didn't make any adjustments to fix it. I just stayed in one spot and I just kept playing it, and sure enough the double C was right there. Now of course, imagine the exercise is for the purpose of creating a seriously difficult and vigorous thing to play. In a situation where you're playing on a bandstand, you probably will never have to do anything even remotely close to that. But in this situation, we do it that way on purpose. We put ourselves through the rigor of trying to play octaves from a low C all the way up to a double C, attacking it, which causes you to pop open, to pop the chops open. And in this case, what you do is, once you learn where your position is, you just maintain that position all the way up to the extreme top. Let me try this again. I'll do it incorrectly, and you'll see what happens. In this case, what I'll do is I'll distort it and see what happens. Now I'll close it. I'll close the teeth. You can't even do it that way. When you close the teeth, you can't even get a sound. Okay, I'm going to close the teeth again, and as you can see, I couldn't even get the original note out because from blowing the air so strong, as soon as I closed the teeth a little bit, I couldn't even get my first note. Okay, so I'll do this again. Now open it. No, I'll correct it. Okay, so what you're hearing now is the position is open and the compression is what's creating the power. So when you see that, when you see my position open in terms of teeth opening, now the two lips are free to vibrate within that aperture, the quarter-inch aperture that we talked about originally. Now, it becomes difficult to try to say this, play it, demonstrate, and hold the horn with one hand. It gets a little difficult, but hopefully I'm getting the point across to you. Let me do this one more time. And I want to really be concerned with what happens with the teeth. Let me do that again. Correct position. Now let's begin to disrupt it. We'll close. Let's open it. So that's to the double C. And you can see that by keeping the teeth open, we are creating an opening that allows that air compression to take place and for the lips to contract in the direction of each other. I don't know if I can't tell whether or not I'm getting the impact of what it is I want you to see, but I want you to be aware of the fact that holding the horn with one hand, demonstrating and trying to talk and still hit the double C, as I'm not trying to impress you with that, but I'm trying to make you see that the correction is inside the mouth, not on the outside, inside the mouth, which is what we talked about originally. I got to do this one more time. Now I'm going to close the teeth arbitrarily. I'll do certain things inside the mouth. My hand is actually symbolic of what's happening inside the mouth. It's pretty wild. I think it's pretty wild. And when I hold the horn with two hands, it's even better because I can press the valves down.